Hi, I'm Bob Baulch with the That's Jesus channel. Have you ever considered the fact that the earliest followers of Jesus, from those at Pentecost to several decades later, had only the Old Testament scriptures to preach from? Think about that for a minute. Let that sink in. No New Testament. Could you share the gospel without the New Testament? We'll get to that in just a minute. In the meantime, would you go on ahead and hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell if you find these kinds of videos entertaining or educational? I would really appreciate it. Imagine it is 38 AD and you want to tell someone the good news of Jesus. Could you do it? No letters from Paul yet, no letters from Peter, James, Jude, John, no biographies of Jesus. Could you explain how to be saved to someone who's never heard of Jesus? Yikes. Okay, I'll give you a break. You're allowed to use the Gospels. Most of us would really struggle with that. Most of us wouldn't even attempt it. And if they did, they would probably stumble through the concept of sin and judgment and atonement and sacrifice and the need for a Savior, finally coming to the Messianic Psalms and fulfillment in Jesus. Can you do it? The writing of the Gospels would have surely helped a lot, I'm telling you. However, I'm probably going to step on a couple of toes here. The epistles probably were not very useful for evangelizing back then as a tool in and of themselves. Think about that. Why were the epistles, things like 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, the book Romans, 1st and 2nd, 3rd John, 1st and 2nd Peter, Jude, James, why were those not very good at telling people what the gospel is? Well, here's the reason why. The epistles were written to people who were already disciples. They were already Christians. They didn't have to explain what the gospel was. The people who were reading it already knew what the gospel was. So why were those epistles written? Well, they were written to encourage and strengthen and chastise, and they were written to teach and to clarify. They were written to do all those things to people who had already submitted to Jesus. So I find that fascinating. When today we're trying to convert people to follow Jesus, and most of the Christian world gives priority to the parts of the New Testament that were written to people who were already saved, instead of the parts of the New Testament that were written to document the life of the Savior. Maybe we should work on our abilities to use the Old Testament and the Gospels to share the good news of Jesus. Maybe we should focus on sharing the life of Christ and urge people to follow him. Isn't that why the early adherents to the way were called Christians, Christ followers? Maybe we should stop focusing on introducing people to the plan of salvation that we've pieced together and simply start introducing people to Jesus. It's just something to think about. Thanks for your time. The whole gospel will be presented in a future video. I hope you look forward to that. In the meantime, though, would you go on ahead and hit that like, subscribe, notification bell? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Be blessed.